cite a couple of examples and talk through their, I guess, their situation from when they came to see you, feeling as though it's like, my life has just ended because my job ended, or I am so unhappy in my job, but I cannot see a way out of it. Can you help me?
Yeah, I have a one client that comes to mind is a 30-year-old woman. This is actually a woman with the migraines.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so she's got a physically debilitating condition, right? And anybody who's got a severe headache would know what it's like in terms of, 10 times or 100 times worse. That's what a migraine is like. Yeah. And I've watched people, I don't get migraines, but I've watched people who've got migraines, and literally they cannot get out of bed and they're throwing up.
That's what she's like. She's totally debilitated.
Incapacitated.
And incapacitated for days on end. With
in a darkened room, Yep. No sound, no light, no food.
Well, not exactly. And then, like you can throw in another perspective on this. How do you reckon this is impacting on her marriage?
Or everything else in her life,
In fact, she can't even and won't have, she's 30, she's been married for 4 years, and she believes that she can't have children at the moment because how could she care for a baby with the level of disability that she has with these migraines?
Wow. That's pretty.
So not only is it impacting on her work, her marriage, and her potential, to have a family. So this is having major effects on this young woman. She actually she lives interstate, so most of the work that we do on the phone. And then she came to Adelaide, which is where I'm based, and we had some intensive sort of one-on-one work, plus we brought in some other practitioners as well in other areas just to really help this girl to move through. Now, she is now working, her migraines have reduced dramatically. She also has asthma as well. Now, asthma is the reason or the reason behind asthma is can't breathe in life.
Can't breathe in life? Yeah. Meaning she's stopping herself from living.
Living, yeah. That's what happens. So when people get asthma, they're unable to breathe in life. So we're also working on these symptoms as well. So all of these various symptoms that she's experiencing are improving, so that what's happening now, and we know that her work environment is not a good work environment, but she's still continuing to do that whilst we're now looking at other options for her. So we've gone down the path of checking her vocational report, well, a vocational report that I do that is based on her astrology.
Okay, this is where it gets, people go, oh, come on, astrology. That's what I read in the Sunday papers, this week is going to be terrific kind of thing. I mean, people understandably are skeptical, right, about things like astrology. Once you bring in that, the lifeline techniques, most people can buy and accept. But the astrology bit, do you get people going, come on?
Well, I'd have to say, no, I don't. And do you know what it is? Well, for starters, astrology is a science, and it's been around for forever. So it is a science. And remember, I come from a science background. So the astrology that you read in the local paper or magazine
is entertainment.
Is really entertainment. It might be based on some issues, but it's so broad that the chances, and there's so much, it is. I study it now. I've been studying it for 3 years or so. I know people that are still studying it after 20 years. It's so complex and so amazing, and so many aspects to it.
It's unique. I mean, a lot of people
say it's like it's a blueprint.
So a lot of people will say I was born on the 1st of January, and there are how many other billion people born on the 1st of January? But in fact, you look at it a bit more specifically in the sense where were you, what time were you born, etc. Right?
Yes, all of those things come into play. So even if there are so many more aspects to it. So if someone were born at exactly the same
time,
place, and as someone else. So if you've got a local hospital and there's two babies born side by side in exactly the same place, we might say, well, would have exactly the same astrology, but we've got to remember that into that you throw hereditary stuff, genetic stuff, environmental stuff, everything. So it's not going to play out the same. We have free will. And there's been enough documentaries and books and everything written about, like identical twins.
Yes.
They're all still very individual. They're not exactly the same. So, there'll be similarities. There will